Title of the show is Why the Niners Are Talking Up Sam Darnold. I think it's really interesting. And it could be nothing, could be something. I have a feeling Ryan thinks it's nothing, but I have a feeling I think it's something.
All right.
So let's talk about what it could mean. Ryan, what do you think? First of all, real quick, for people who don't know, Kyle Shanahan said this man, Sam Darnold, has as good of a skill set as there is. Quote, end quote. Like, wow. Okay, keep going.
All right, well, let me read you another quote as a response. This one is, he's got the skill set to be very successful in this league. Hasn't got a lot of great opportunities. I believe if he does get an opportunity, he's going to be ready for it. That's Kyle Shanahan on Nate Sudfeld last year. So,
right. Woo! Kyle's track record, so good. And yet he never loses confidence. I got to love that.
Well, I mean, see, that's the thing is, what is he supposed to say, right?
Right.
He's got to say these things, in my opinion, because of multiple reasons. Mainly because Sam Darnold's new to the team. He's got to make him feel like he can't go out there and lie. He's kind of mid. He has a lot of interceptions. He can't tell the truth, right? He's got to say nice things about Sam Darnold just because he's new, first of all. Second of all, he's got to say he had to give Sam Darnold a reason to want to come to the 49ers. Mm-hmm. And if he told him what I think is the truth, that he's an insurance policy, he's not coming to the 49ers. So, he can't come out public. I got him as an insurance policy in case Trey Lance and Brock Purdy don't work out, right? You can't say that. So he has to say glowing nice things about him in order to get him to come here in the first place.
All right, I got a theory. I'm gonna disagree with you here, but it's a wild theory. To me, I think Kyle was telling the truth about Nate Sudfeld, which isn't a good thing, but I think he really believed that. I think that he actually genuinely liked Nate Sudfeld, which is why they brought him here. Not sure what he saw in him. Can't tell you what he saw in C.J. Beathard, but I think he liked him. And when he says that Sam Darnold has as good of a skill set as there is, that's taking it to another level. Like, just you write the words on a page and look at them literally, like that's an outrageous statement. But at the same time, Kyle's the kind of guy who, to me, tries to keep it real and doesn't want to flat out lie because he has some integrity and believes he doesn't need to sugarcoat his opinions.
Yeah, I don't think he's lying. Sorry, go ahead. I'll let you finish, but I wanted to clarify kind of what I think. I think you're right. Like, I think he.
No. I just feel like the idea that he actually meant that about Nate Sudfeld is like silly, but I do think he actually meant that about Nate Sudfeld. So I actually think he means this about Sam Darnold in the sense that as good of a skill set as there is, I know that his dad went on Colin Cowherd in 2018 when these guys were coming out of college and was just gushing about Sam Darnold and said that he was just a terrific can't miss prospect. I have a feeling the Niners had a very high grade on Sam Darnold that year. I can't prove it, but they were in a position to take him. I bet you their grade on Sam Darnold was as high or higher than any quarterback they've scouted since Kyle's been here. Like, I'm talking Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Trey Lance, Brock Purdy. I bet you whatever the grade was really freaking high. And his career stunk and he's not good at all. But you heard what Kyle said, bad situation. Looked at like the last few games. You put him on this team. I bet you Kyle's thinking, if I can make Brock Purdy, because he's not thinking Brock Purdy's that great. Mm-hmm. Kyle's pretty honest. If he's thinking, if I can make Brock Purdy, I can make Sam Darnold. And that is my issue with Kyle, is that his arrogance is just on 11 at all times. Yeah. To me, this is perfectly, in character with him. Like, he thinks he's what Sam Darnold has been missing. Maybe he's right. We'll see.
Honestly, I think Sam Darnold does have a better skill set than Brock Purdy.
He does.
Being honest, he does. He's got a better arm.
Although if confidence is a skill set,
that's the thing. That's the thing. Yeah. When I'm talking skill set, I'm talking about like throwing the ball, right? His talent to throw the ball. But it's in here where Sam Darnold has struggled, and I think he's going to continue to struggle. And maybe Kyle Shanahan can help him a little bit by giving him easy options and stuff like that. And I think he did that for Brock Purdy. I think he did that for Jimmy Garoppolo. But he's still the same guy in here, and Brock Purdy has that over him by far. I think you're right? You could look back. He thought C.J. Beathard was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Right?
He thought C.J. Beathard was the next Kirk Cousins, and he thinks Kirk Cousins is the next Tom Brady. So that really tells you what he thought of Beathard.
Yeah, and he's had a lot of a lot of strikeouts on these calls that he's made.
Dude, nothing but swings and misses.
Yeah. So I mean, he could definitely believe it, but I also think he has to say those things. And I also think in order to get Sam Darnold here, Sam Darnold's not coming here if he's QB3, right? If Kyle Shanahan's like, you're going to be QB3, you're an insurance policy, he's not coming here. So
you're going to get no reps in the offseason, and you're going to be inactive on game days. What do you say?
Yeah, well, you want to do it? Right? Yeah. He's going to say no, right? So for one, he has to say those things. For two, he does probably believe Sam Darnold has a better skill set. And I think Sam Darnold has a really good skill set, to be honest with you. But it's the mental part where he's always struggled, and I don't think that's going to change necessarily under Kyle Shanahan. Maybe a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be fixed. I mean, he struggled.
There's also
– sorry. He started going to call it.
Yeah. Look, I don't think Kyle Shanahan is going to turn this guy around, but I think Kyle thinks Kyle's going to turn him around. There's more, though. I mean, there's the fact that Kyle even admitted the whole Brock Purdy thing is on hold. Whatever they thought they had there, they have to see what he's like when he gets back, whenever that is. And then with Trey Lance, I think it's pretty clear that he is on the trade market. That doesn't mean they're going to trade him. I don't know what he's worth. But when I asked John Lynch to his face, if you said Trey Lance needs to get playing time, if he can't get it here, would you trade him? He said, we like Trey on our team right now. That's messed up. And then he says, and we would trade anyone, including me or Kyle. But, we're really excited about his opportunity. We want to get back on the field, yada, yada, yada. To me, that means, yeah, man, if someone offers us whatever we're looking for, and I don't know what that is, obviously a first-round pick would get it done, we'll do it. Because it looks like, when you listen to John talk, he's over it. I don't know. Kyle seems more open-minded. Kyle seems like he likes Trey as much as anyone. But John just anyway, that's the way I look at it.
I think John's always felt that way about Trey Lance. I don't think that he's always felt that way, really. And Kyle Shanahan and Jed York said a lot of good things about Trey Lance. And I'll also say that I would trade every single player on the 49ers if I was the owner. No one's off the table.
Yeah, no one's off
for the right price. So, yes, they probably would trade Trey Lance if the right price came around. Will that come around? Not to me, not based on what we've seen. I don't think they're going to get a high enough draft pick for me to want to move on from Trey Lance. But I'd trade Nick Bosa.
But it could happen. It could happen. In which case, Sam Darnold suddenly becomes QB1. There is a scenario where Sam Darnold is QB1 on this team while Brock Purdy recovers. So I guess it couldn't hurt to just say he's the greatest quarterback ever.
The funny thing about that, though, is what we hear is that Trey Lance can't gain experience because we're in a Super Bowl window. So let's start Sam Darnold. It just would be crazy to me. Sam Darnold's going to take you to the Super Bowl? Yeah, I don't know.
NG49 says, why are we acting like Lynch has any real say-so? Kyle literally hired him. He's just talking head, yes, man, and it always has been his words, Kyle's. Because they're really not on that – they're not that far apart. The way they talk is different. But it's not like Kyle came out and was like, I want to apologize for what John said yesterday. He's always just like, yeah, I just want to – I'll clarify just a little bit, but essentially we're on the same page.
John Lynch is the cool guy, man. He's the Hall of Fame football player, right?
Yeah, who can say, I can kind of talk off the cuff. I can kind of ad-lib over here. I'm John freaking Lynch. Yeah. John B says, Ryan, that bet is easy money. Trey will start week 1.
I agree.